It's Shalady. It's Shalady. It's Shalady. Ooh, I didn't see that coming. Ooh, I didn't see that coming. Ooh, I didn't see that coming. Shalady. Shalady. Well, today I have a special guest, and I am so honored to have you here, seeing that we are in the playoffs.
Right, the playoffs, second round.
Second round, and you decided to come here and do this interview.
Yeah, just for you.
Yeah, you retired from the Lakers.
Sure did.
Yeah, he retired from the Lakers. No, this is Corey Young. Corey Young is a father. He's a husband, and he was also my husband's best friend and brother. Corey, we are 1 week away of the memorial of his death.
Yeah.
Tell me, when you received the call, how did you receive that call?
Actually, early that night, about 9 something, Darius had texted me, asked me about the score of a game, and we was texting back and forth a couple times, and that was that. That was about 9:30, just like the last text. Mm-hmm. And then I went to bed, and I got a call about 11:30 from Lawrence, and he was saying Darius had passed out, and he passed away. And I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, he passed away. I'm like, I just talked to him. And he's like, yeah, he passed away, and they took him to the hospital. So I had to, lay there and take it in for a moment. So I jumped up and put my clothes on and had to go out there and see him.
Yeah, that was a devastating night. I received a call. I know exactly what time it was. It was 9:32. But I just had FaceTime with him like 40 minutes before he had passed. And he said, baby, I'm going to call you when I get in the truck. And I did not receive that call. Mm-hmm. I received the call, but not that call. And as we were standing around down there, it was just still like a shocking unbelief.
Right.
But this is what I did love, though. It doesn't, like, men don't cry. Some of them anyway don't cry. But just to see the love of his co-workers and you, his brother, some of his brethren from our church coming down to support. Everybody was shocked. I think this shook up everybody with his loss. Tell us a little bit about your childhood friendship.
We met probably, I was probably in late elementary school, and I had a bike called a Swing Stingray. And people above 45 years old know what that bike is. Mm-hmm. And his Uncle Terry had one. And we met like that, comparing our bikes to each other, and that's how we met. And we're friends ever since.
And I met you because when Darius came to visit me back in 1996.
Ain't that year, okay.
You brought him over. You had a Honda.
Yeah, Honda Accord.
And so my mom would normally have like a dinner on the first Sunday. And Darius came over and he got a chance to see everybody. And I guess it scared him. He called you and said, come pick me up.
Yeah.
But I met you that way. But then later on, your sister, when I was younger, would be at my cousin's house. She was married to a Tillman, which was the cousin of my cousin Lynette. And so I knew your sister when I was a little younger, like a little girl.
Didn't even know.
Didn't even know it. And your auntie Wesley.
Yeah.
She would be over there as well. And then as we began to talk throughout the years, we found out that my great-grandmother was married to your great-grandfather.
Yeah.
So you've been kin to me all along.
Yeah, all the whole time.
You was my family before you was Darius' family.
Yeah.
So throughout the years, you and him, you all had a wonderful brotherhood, friendship. And I know because there were times when I would doze off to sleep and he would be on the phone with you and you all be cracking jokes. What are some of the things you all used to say about me?
Oh, you get to snoring real loud.
And he said, what, I'm doing what?
Mowing the grass.
Yeah, you all had a great relationship. And just like my routine changed because I would get the call or a text at 10:30 in the morning. As soon as he get up, ask me how I'm doing. He get ready to go to work. And then you would get a call throughout the day because half of the time he probably wasn't doing nothing, at work.
Yeah. Or on his way to work, he called.
Yeah, on his way to work. And so your routine changed just like mine did.
Yeah.
So how have you kind of like coped throughout the year, leading up to this year?
It's gotten better. Still at every blue moon, I get times where you want to text him, especially during sports season, football, basketball. We always texting back and forth like, man, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you know about this? You know about that? And you realize, man, I can't text him no more,
Yeah.
He ain't here no more.
Yeah. So let's switch channels a little bit. You received a heart. You're going on 10 years this year, June
10
29th,
years, June
right?
19th, yeah.
June 19th. And tell us how that came about. How did you know that you had heart failure?
I was coughing up phlegm and a little short of breath every now and then. 2010, around November, December. And New Year's Eve, I told my wife I was going to go to urgent care to get some real medication because NyQuil and stuff wasn't cutting it. So I said, I'll be right back in a couple of hours. And I went to the hospital and they took some blood work. And about 2 hours later, they came back and they said, you admitted. I said, admitted for what? And she said, you have heart failure. And I said, ain't nothing wrong with my heart. And she said, a doctor will be here and speak with you in a minute. And they explained to me how some proteins that was in my blood and that indicates heart failure. And so they kept me for about a week and they said I was in stage 3 heart failure at that time. And I didn't even know it. And they kept me for a week, ran a bunch of tests. They let me out and the doctor told me to, he suggested I go to Henry Ford Hospital. And I went home for one night. I was tired of the hospital after the week, so I spent the night home at my house for one night. Next day, I went to Henry Ford. They admitted me. They kept me for like 2 more weeks. And stage 3 heart failure for about 3 years. And then it developed to stage 4.
So they just had you on medication, monitoring
medication,
it for the 3
trying
years.
to stimulate my heart to keep the blood pumping. And I developed stage 4 heart failure in 2013. And at that point, they highly suggested I to get a LVAD, which is a left ventricular assistance device put on my heart. So I had to take my heart out and put a pump on it. And I had batteries to keep it pumping.
So was there any type of restrictions or anything you had that you could do or could not do with that machine?
I had to watch it as far as like getting in the shower.
Okay.
Because there was a tube coming out of my stomach, running to the battery pack, and I had batteries on. And I was supposed to change my diet, of course. And they put me on a heart transplant list. And typically it takes the average person up to a year to get the heart transplant. But being my size, I had to wait 3 years before they found somebody. They found a couple of people my height, but not my weight. So in 2016, I got the call, June 28th, that they found a recipient. And I went on down Henry Ford and was waiting.
I know Selena called us and told us but that they had a donor,
Yeah.
and we all went down there. Excuse me. We went down there. We were all sitting in the waiting room. Let's talk a little bit about your wife. Such a praying woman.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Praying, covering you
Since day one.
since day one. Always, ever since I've known her, we would be out places at restaurants and stuff. I don't know what it was about us. People would walk up and we'd just start praying. They'll ask us to pray for them. And even at night, we do believe in that elevator, that person that we prayed for
Was the family.
was the family of the donor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was my heart transplant recipient was 6'4", 300 pounds. White guy, and she told me about that night. She prayed for a family that was rushing in.
Yep. And they was
all of a sudden, late at night, they wouldn't let the two families interact.
Yeah.
And so we put two and two together. That was probably the family.
Yeah. So now, since you have the heart and everything, how you been doing?
Truly blessed and highly favored. I haven't been in the hospital since.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, for that one incident, because Darius was like,
I used to expired meat or something for like 2 days in a row.
yeah.
And I was in the hospital for like I think a day or two.
Yeah, because, our pastor would have the men, I think he did like it for 1 month, had all the men to take turns and open up. And that was the first thing Darius said, pray for Corey. And he didn't know it was spoiled meat, but he just knew to pray for for his friend. And then my mom was going through, she was in a rehab center because she had some pain. And those you two were the two people that he asked the church to pray for. And they had to be like in March or something. It wasn't long ago before he had passed.
Right, you're right.
That he had did that.
Last year, yeah.
So you got the heart. Now you maneuvering around. Are you going to go back and play on the NBA?
No, the days are over with.
That's an inside joke, y'all. Corey always been. What is your height?
6'9".
6'9". And so even when I first met Darius, we used to hang out at the club. And Darius would normally work. He worked afternoons, didn't he, Corey?
Yeah.
But sometimes he would call off, especially on a Tuesday night. And so we in there sneaking in, me and my friends. I ain't gonna call y'all out on this podcast. But we in there on a Tuesday night, up in there. Next thing you know, you look up, there's Corey. I know Corey not by himself. Then you turn around, you see Darius. I said, you called off work?
Yeah.
But we've been, knowing each other for a long time. Mm-hmm. And you were a great friend, a great brother. I know you and Darius used to talk about me and Selena, but it's okay. That's what y'all do, But we were always there supportive to you all. And remember, like in 2017, when I got diagnosed with lupus, Darius was taking care of me and Selena was taking care of you.
Mm-hmm.
And so that friendship that you all had, that bond, that was strictly a brotherhood that you all had. So let's switch channels. And I keep saying switch channels like we are. So you dream just like me.
Yeah.
And so I had the dream before Darius passed. And then I had the dream after Darius passed. The one where me being in the bedroom in real time, couldn't sleep. Mm-hmm. And then I dreamed that Darius was in the bedroom, but he was by the closet and I was by the window. And somebody had took the mattress out the bed and left the 2 box springs in it because we had a California king bed. Mm-hmm. And the covers were scattered on the floor. And all I could remember saying was, Darius, you got to hold me. And fussing, saying, who took this big mattress out of this bedroom? Mm-hmm. And Darius was ignoring me. Darius was talking about a pool party that they have. And he said, we sing all day long. And all I kept saying to him was, Darius, no, you have to hold me. You have to hold me. Mm-hmm. And he was ignoring me. And then I woke up. Tell us about your dream.
The first one I had of him was he came in my dream about 3 weeks after he passed. And we had some big auditorium with a bunch of people. And he's like, "What up, bro?" And we shook hands and hugged each other. He's like, "It's been 2 weeks already?" And I'm thinking to myself, man, it's been like about 3 weeks. And we heard some people over, about 30 feet over, calling his name. And it was a couple of guys from our neighborhood saying, "Hey, Darius." He's like, "Man, I don't want them to see me." Mm-hmm. And I looked over at the people. I looked back at him, and he was gone. I was like, "Dang, wait, what happened?" And they came over to me. He's like, "Man, you said Darius died, man. What? You lied, man. You said he died." And I said, "He did die." And I woke up after that.
Demaria had one. The Darius had one, and Donovan had one. The one Demaria had he was at a banquet, like a church banquet, true like my old church. They had a banquet, so he saw the people, but Darius was sitting by himself. And Demaria said he was just so happy sitting at the table. He had on I forgot what color shirt she said he had on, and he was just by himself. And she woke up crying because she said, "He didn't talk to me." She said he wouldn't talk to me. He was just sitting at the table. He was just looking he was so peaceful. Mm-hmm. And so I know that a lot of people don't believe in dreams, but I do think I do think dreams are real.
Yeah.
I really do. I really do think dreams are real. And so I think, like for me, I don't like to tell them because it's so many people out here that's doing all this crazy, making up stuff, you know. And so you like, I don't know if somebody gonna believe me. What about the dream about this podcast that you had?
That was the last one I had. That was about 2-3 weeks ago. He we was in some room. There's a few people in the room. And he had a burgundy button-up shirt. And he turned back and looked at me. He said, "Man, when you gonna do that podcast?" I'm like, "Podcast?" I'm like, "I don't know." I said, "Sometime soon." So I told my wife about it, and she was like, "Yeah, well, you know you got to do it now."
Yeah.
I said, "Yeah, I'm going to do it."
Yeah, and I'm glad you did. Leading up to this week, even for me, Monday, I was getting ready for work, and I got dressed and everything, was pulling my lunch out the refrigerator, and I stood right in the dining room and just broke down because grief come in waves, you know. Mm-hmm. And I remember when you got your heart, Darius was boohooing, crying. Said Corey don't have no emotions or whatever. You said what to him? You said what?
I said, "What you crying for, man?" I said, "I'll be right back." They was wheeling me off, taking me out the room they was ready for me to prep me for surgery.
Yeah.
And tears was just running down his face. And I was looking at him like, "Man, what you crying for?" I was like, "I'll be right back."
And so you don't really have no emotion.
Nah, my wife said all the time, I don't show no emotions at all.
Wow.
Just strong-willed, that's all.
That's what it is?
Yeah.
Because I know you miss him.
Oh, yeah. No doubt.
I know you miss him. So even like this week, that Friday, we just going to try to gather together. Because even though he was a person that didn't want nobody all at the house and everything, so he might.
He said it all the time.
He might have a problem, but I think, just coming together. Yeah. Can you believe it's a year?
Nah.
I can't believe it either.
Nah. Time fly.
Yeah. I cannot believe that it is a year. Next week, the 15th.
Man.
Yes. So is anything you want to leave with the people?
Okay. Oh, about the dreams thing.
Yeah.
My sister, she passed away during the first wave of COVID.
Yeah.
And I had a dream about her a day before her funeral. And I was at her house in her living room. And she didn't say any words, but she had handcuffs on. Mm-hmm. And I was looking at her, and she took them off in front of me. And it hit the floor. And she just walked up the hallway into her bedroom. And
you didn't see her no more?
that was that. But that was...
a A sign to tell you that she was free.
that was in the Bible too. That
Yeah.
I forgot their names, but it was a guy that he had handcuffs on as well, and he took them off. But that was just showing a sign that he's at peace and is in a better place. So I felt a lot better going to the funeral, seeing her off. I knew she was in a better place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, death is something. I'm glad you decided to come on with me on today.
No doubt.
I really appreciate it. And the way you still keeping in touch with us. Because we family on both sides anyway. Like
Right.
you already on my family side. And then, of course, on Darius' side. And so I'm grateful that you came on. And as we continue to navigate this grief, we thank you all for sharing with us or keeping us uplifted in your prayers as we going through. We just ask you all to continue to support us as we navigate this podcast and just navigate life itself. Please share, like, and subscribe. Until next time.